welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at question 1002, find common characters. The way we'll be solving this problem is by using two arrays of size 28 and 26. And the reason why we'll be using 26 is because we know that all of the words will only use lowercase letters, and we have only 26 lowercase letters, and then one of them will keep a track of everything that we've seen in common as we iterate through the array, and the other one will keep a track of the number of times we've seen a particular character in a given word, and then we compare them. So let's get started. So let's start with the return object as well. So let's just create that. A list of string, let's call it result, and then we create that as an array list. We know in the end we just have to return that, so let's just add that right now. Return result. And as I said, we need two characters, two integer arrays. So let's call the first one as common, and then we'll initialize this to be of size 26. And then the next one, I will just call that current word. Yeah, and we'll initialize that to 26 as well. Okay, so let's get started. So we need to put something in common, right? So we could possibly start with the first word itself, and the constraint, it says that there's at least one word that's given to us in this array. So what we can do is we can just take the first word and add all of the characters to the common one, and then keep iterating on that. Words of 0 dot to char array, right? So this would be common of C minus A, and the reason why we do C minus A is because every single character in most of the programming languages have an associated ASCII value to it. I would recommend looking it up, which makes it a lot easier to understand. Okay, so we keep incrementing it, and we need to keep a track of the number of times it occurs as well, because sometimes we can have doubles like this. So LL occurs twice in all of these words. That's the reason why we need to keep a count. Once we have that set up, we know we need to compare all of the other remaining words to this, right? At least with each other. So we have this gives us a starting point. So let's go through all of the other words in the array. So we start with 1 because we've already looked at 0, the first occurring word here. I less than words dot length, and you increment I. And we need to clean this array up every single time we start the for loop for it, and because we add the count to that, and anytime we start with a new word, because we don't want to accidentally count the letters from the previous word as well, so you just reassign it to be like a new array. And then we have the same as this. So basically for all of the characters in the word occurring at the ith index, instead of comma, you take the current word and then you iterate that. You increment it, and once that is done, you need to compare it with the common array. So, and since we need to compare it with all the letters, we'll just do int j equals 0. You go to j all the way up to 25, so less than 26, and increment j. And basically, we don't even need that. So it would be common of j would be whatever the minimum value is, because it has to be common. So we take the least value that we see in current and common. So basically it gives us anything that is matching in both the words. So we take the minimum between common and current word. And this will keep the common letters updated. So every time we see a new word, this array gets updated to only keep a track of the common letters that occur through the array up until where we have iterated. And once that is done, basically we need to return a list of strings. So here we somehow have access to the characters. So what we would do is we would have a for loop, and in the for loop, while common of j is not equal to 0, we need to do something, right? Because there can be multiple occurrences of a given character, so we actually need to decrement it. So let's do that. And we also need to add it, right? Let's just clean this up. But how do we add it? So first what we need to do is actually convert. So let's just say if we add j, but what does this j represent? It just represents the character. It just represents the index, but you need to actually add the character. So if you add plus a to it, it'll give us the ASCII value of the character, but this has to be converted to a character, right? So basically, you cast it to be a character, but this is adding a character to the list of strings, so you can do something stupid like this, or you could actually get the string value of a character as well. So it would be string dot value of. Let's just do that. It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, and in the end, you just return the result. All right, let's try compiling this. Okay, the first few test cases are okay. Everything else is okay as well. Awesome. So let's talk about the space and the time complexity. The time complexity of the entire solution is n into m. It's because we have to iterate through every single word and every single letter in that word. So it is n into m. The space complexity, however, is of 1, since we are using only constant space to keep a track of the number of occurrences a letter of a letter that we see in the array. Awesome. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I really appreciate that. It keeps me motivated to make more videos. Thanks so much, and I'll see you folks soon. Peace.